Hey guys, this is Dr. J. Siddiqui here, dentist from Chevy Chase, Maryland. I wanted to go over the photogrammetry part of the new Aoralscan Elite by Shining3D using their coded scan body kit. And so the way that it works in the software is that you basically start by taking a soft tissue scan with the implants with the MUAs in there. Then what you do is you place these scan bodies on there, and depending on the length, to basically have them towards the center. You don't have to, saw in Armin's videos that you don't have to have it towards the center. It just helps in terms of with the scanning. So usually on the with the implants, to get the um, posterior implants towards the middle, you want to use the longer ones towards the posterior, and then the shorter ones towards the anterior. And then also you want to torque those to 10 Newton centimeters according to Shining3D. That's why they include this little torque wrench here. And then so once you put these on, you scan the scan bodies to capture the implant positioning. And then what you do is you do a final scan following along the scan bodies plus the soft tissue here to align the both scans. You can also import a pre-op model or scan a pre-op model if you'd like. If the patient has a current temporary hybrid or you have a wax up, you can import that, and then you can do an additional alignment with that using the soft tissue. And so what you do is you start with the soft tissue scan first, and also in terms of the setup on um, Shining3D, it does keep track of how many times you've used the scan bodies because they provide a serial number here. They say use it up to 300 times, do not exceed 1,000 times, they say. So you can interpret that how you like. And then you can also choose the implant manufacturer as well, and it'll convert those into those scan bodies. And so what you do is you pick up the scanner, it'll automatically start in the software. And I can go ahead, I was editing, testing something before, so let me go ahead and click that. I click the button here, and you can see when you pick it up, it's already starting. Part of that, I believe, is preheating the tip. So let's go ahead and scan this model. I had to, by the way, turn off the intraoral scanning for this because it is a model. They also have a part where you can click edentulous to make it easier for scanning edentulous spans. And this is the big tip that you use for edentulous spans as well as for the photogrammetry part of it. Let's go ahead and scan it so that we can see how it does on the scan here. Good. Let's just go ahead and capture all the positioning. And this is not how I would do the scan path in the mouth. I would probably start in where the rugae are first, and then go around each side of the arch. So basically start here, come on this side, go down this way here. All right. And then go and capture the palette like this, going back and forth. Intraorally, this scanner has done a pretty good job in terms of capturing edentulous spans as well. You can see a bunch of Armin's videos for that. He does a lot of videos already. He's been testing the scanner for a while. And so we got the edentulous span here. By the way, the computer that I'm using right now is a Alienware M2, so it has a Core Ultra 9 Intel Core Ultra 9 processor, which is the equivalent to an um, i9 laptop processor, and then it has 32 gigabytes of RAM, and it also has the RTX 470, so it's got 8 gigabytes of RAM on that graphics card, so it's plenty in terms of the scanning, the settings. When you first load it up, it loads up a test to see where it wants to set it as standard scanning or optimal. So this got the optimal score. And so you can see here we got the intraoral scan here with the soft tissue as well as the MUAs there. And so what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and I'll place these the photogrammetry scan bodies on there. And so what you do is you use the screwdriver to tighten it somewhat, and you want to make sure you position it where you like it first, and then go ahead and tighten it all the way. I'm not going to use the torque wrench right now because I'm not, scanning for accuracy at the moment. Now we can go ahead and use this one here. So yeah, the software will actually keep track of how many times you've used each scan body in this case. Good. Okay, so we got those two on there. I'm going to go ahead and use the small one here for this side here. Let's see, maybe this one here just to get that right in the middle there. You don't want them touching because then you don't know if they're seated or not. Maybe there's some, you can see I'm almost touching on that one right there. So if they're touching, there might be interference in terms of seating all the way. But you do want them close. Good. Okay. Okay. So I got those all in there. I'll go ahead and show you on the camera here. And so you can see here that they're all seated, they're all towards the pallet here, and it'll make it a lot easier for the camera to pick up the scan bodies. So the scan path that they recommend is basically starting at the at one of these and going around on the periphery first to capture, and then you go outwards, come back in, outwards, come back in, outwards, come back in, and you basically do that until the software picks up that it's captured all 4 scan bodies or however many scan bodies you have. So let's go ahead and test that on the software. I'll put this back for now. Now let's go ahead and click on, this looks good. Let's go on to the next part of the scan. So it wants to do the upper jaw with the implants, so that's what the scan body's on there. Let's go ahead and do that. And see it tells you how you want to do the scan and how you want to set it up as well. All right, let's go ahead and capture that. I'm starting at the posterior here, going and getting these areas first. Seems like it captured 2 of them already. And you go on that part here. And now you start going back, capturing more of the positioning. So it's using those little dots. It's not actually capturing any part of the scan body, but rather the positioning of those dots, and that makes it more accurate than a soft tissue scan or a scan body scan because of the uh, with a scan body scan, it's relying on the mesh of the scan body that you're scanning as opposed to these individual dots, the positioning and distance between them to triangulate those meshes. So kind of think of it as with the scan body scan, you are trying to orient a bunch of tinier triangles, whereas this is huge triangles and it gives you more accurate result because of that. So there we go. We got the scan body scan or the intraoral photogrammetry scan right there. And so that looks pretty accurate in terms of what I have on here. Now let's go ahead and finish that. And so now you can see you got the scan body scan, the upper jaw scan, and what you do is you scan the soft tissue. So it seems like there's 2 splicings. So on here it says scan the connection between the coated scan body and the gingiva to complete the splice of them. Let's go ahead and do that. I pick up the camera, it automatically will start for me. Let's go ahead and start in the back here. This is probably not where I would start to begin with, but you can see it's capturing some of that there, and I go around. And it's kind of correlating where are the scan bodies in coordination with the soft tissue. I'll go ahead and capture more of that. Seems like it wants to capture more of this one here, so let's go ahead and do that. So it seems like you only want to capture really one of them because it's working on those dots on one of them. And that makes sense because, if you try to capture orient the position using two of them, you already have the positioning of the other three scan bodies when it from the previous scan. So really you only need to get the soft tissue on this part, enough soft tissue, plus you go and make sure it captures that scan body. Let's go ahead and see. It wants me to do one more splicing, I guess. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's go on the other side here and do that. And you scan upwards, and there you go. It spliced it together. You put that down. It's nice that it automatically does. It shuts it off if you put it back on the stand. And so there you go. It automatically aligned the implant positionings with your scan bodies. In this case, I selected the MegaGen one. And so it's great because now you don't have to orient the scans all in ExoCAD, or the designer doesn't have to. It makes the workflow much easier. Let's go ahead and click Finish. You can see there's the soft tissue scan with the intraoral photogrammetry scan. So this is highly accurate results because of this. So let's go ahead and click Finish. And then if you wanted to get the bite or the lower jaw and then the bite here, you could go ahead and do that. I don't have a lower jaw, obviously, but this is great if you had a pre-op. You could set the settings before you scan if you have a pre-op, and also do an additional scan here and choose what you want to scan here, but I'm not going to do that. It's better to set up the pre-op before you start scanning, and you can import that if you have a wax up, or um, you can scan a temp that you have in there. Now you don't have to continue from here. I assume I just would have to figure out how to go to the pre-design and just save the files that you have, and you can always align in an ExoCAD with the soft tissue and the scan body. So let's go ahead and click Finish. And I'm not going to do this right now because I don't have a bite. I could, oh, I don't want to continue scanning. Let's go ahead and click Finish. No, I don't want to continue scanning. And so it'll optimize everything, and then you can export that. And I believe that you can also import a face scan from the MetaSmile if you have it, and include that on there in alignment. And so there you go. You got your scan bodies on there. You got your soft tissue scan with the MUAs, and this is ready to get a designed prosthesis on it. And if you have any questions, you can hit me up. And thank you for watching.